Oklahoma, a state of mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, shagheads, buzzheads, zoinkers, all you guys out there. Curtis Tucker here, aka Shags, with another episode of the Okie Buzz podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody that has been listening to the podcast. This is, episode 4. So write that down, commit that to memory. If you hear something on here that you want to remember, some event that you want to go to, go back and search for episode 4. And what I've been trying to do is everything that I mention, all of the events, I try to put those in the show notes. And so hopefully that makes it a little bit more searchable. And then if you guys go back, you can check that out. So thanks to everybody that has followed the Facebook page. Hopefully you guys have gone to check out okiebuzz.com. On there, I do have the calendar on there. I've only got one event added to the calendar right now, but I am getting ready to add a whole lot more, and that will be the life engine of the website. So basically when you go there, you'll hop on the calendar and pick whatever weekend that you're looking for maybe a road trip on, and then I should have a whole list of events all over the state, and you guys can take your pick of where you want to go. So that is the plan, to have that, a really full, robust calendar on okiebuzz.com. And then the blog and the homepage will feature, events. As new events happen, I'll put them on there so you'll know that I've added them. And then you'll have to, you can go to the calendar and find out, exactly when and where they are. So right now I'm still finding my way on everything, on the website, on the Facebook page, on the podcast, but I wanted to get it all going to start building up some followers and some momentum and some consistency. And so I've still got some work to do on how everything is going to be kind of set up and run. And I've already got 2 people that I will be interviewing for the podcast. I'm going to be interviewing Lance West. I used to be on television. He's got a cool project now that he does. I'll have him on pretty soon. And then a singer from here in Enid, Oklahoma. She is out in Nashville, just released a brand new single in Nashville, Chloe Beth, and she's got an album coming out later in the year. So I will get Chloe Beth on here. And so that's going to be part of the blog and the podcast, is interviewing people. It may be somebody that is in charge of an event that is coming up, or it may be some big name, musician or a comedian that's coming somewhere in Oklahoma, and I will get them and interview them for the podcast. So hit me up at shags@shaggyduck.com. You can send me an email there, or Curtis. No, send email to buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. That'll probably be the best one. buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. Send me an email. I know it's still early in the process of getting all this going, but if there's somebody out there that has seen the Facebook page, the website, or listened to the podcast, and you would like to be the major sponsor right now to help me get things going, I would love to hear from you and get in early, because if we can work out a deal early, you will save lots of money when this thing explodes and gets bigger in the long run. So basically I'm kind of doing my typical format for tonight's episode, just again to get everything going, get you guys used to a weekly podcast, and then I will start to create the format and all that. So part of the format is going to be, because I am a resident of Enid, Oklahoma, and that's basically where all my road trips come from, is up here in Enid. I'll probably start out each podcast if there's something major going on in Enid, and then we'll kind of go from there. And then once I get the format going, it'll probably be, Enid, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and then what other events are going on around the state. And then I'll mix it in with places to shop, places to eat, interviews, and all that. So this weekend, we had a real big weekend in Enid last weekend, and we're actually going to have a fairly big weekend this weekend. We have a thing, our downtown Main Street Enid does First Fridays, and so this month is the first Friday. So if you guys are looking for a road trip, come up to Enid Friday night. There's going to be shopping, music, just food trucks, the whole thing in downtown Enid. And if you have not been to downtown Enid, come check us out. It's a really cool downtown area. Probably, top 5 easily in the state. We've got old buildings, old brick buildings. It's a nice square with a courthouse lawn. Our courthouse is in the middle. A really good layout, really neat old-fashioned layout. So come check us out. I know it is Easter weekend. We do have some Easter egg hunts. That's more local. But, the Speedway, the Enid Speedway, they're having their first race. Now, all this is going to be weather permitting, because I know we are right now in the thick of some rain and storms. And if it gets too wet, they won't be able to do the Speedway. And if it's raining during First Friday, they may change some of that up. But let's just assume it's going to stay dry or dry enough. If you guys have not seen dirt track racing ever or in a while, come up to Enid, come to the Speedway on Saturday night and check that out. And I think those are the 2 big events off the top of my head. So you can always go to enidbuzz.com and get more information on what's happening here in Enid. But statewide, we've got Hank Williams Jr. coming. I can't remember if I mentioned that last week or not. He is going to be in Oklahoma September 18th down there at the WinStar Casino in Thackerville. Man, they get some big shows down there. And tickets are on sale September 18th. Hank Williams Jr. We got Bryan Adams. You guys remember Bryan Adams from back in the day? He is back touring again. Some of his big hits are Summer of '69 and Heaven, along with Hit Me With Your Best Shot and Love is a Battlefield. So check him out. He is going to be in Oklahoma at the WinStar World Casino and Resort July 26th. Tickets have gone on sale for that, so check that out. Oh, I goofed up on that. It's actually Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. And I kept thinking Hit Me With Your Best Shot and Love is a Battlefield sounded more like Pat Benatar. So, that's cool. You get Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar. So pretty cool. Get your tickets for that. Then we've got the Tumbleweeds Calf Fry Music Fest coming up pretty soon, May 2nd. And if you have not been to that, well, actually April 30th through May 2nd, it's kind of a multi-day deal. You can get your tickets at calffry.com. If you have not been to that, it is multi-day concert, band after band after band. Got Waylon Wyatt, Bottomland, Joss Malloy, Flatland Cavalry, Charles Wesley Godwin. So check that out over there in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Get your tickets for that. They are on sale. And just going to remind everybody wanted to see if you guys tried Eichen's chicken there in Okarche. Let me know if you guys are big fans of Eichen's chicken. I believe it is the oldest bar in Oklahoma, and Okarche is probably most well known for Eichen's chicken. It's kind of one of those places that chicken and maybe 1 or 2 sides is all they have. It's not like a regular restaurant with lots of different food. Basically, you go there to have the chicken, and that's really about it. But let me know. I'd love to hear the feedback on if you guys are big fans of Eichen's chicken. And then I also, on the Okie Buzz Facebook page, I also try to do reminders and updates for the Thunder games that are in Oklahoma City. So if you guys ever want to keep up with the Thunder games, go ahead and follow Okie Buzz. We've got Benson Boone concert announced, Wanted Man Tour 2006. He's going to be over at the BOK Center over in Tulsa on July 28th. And you can go to bensonboone.com and you can register for pre-sale tickets. Now, pre-sale tickets, if there's a concert coming up and you really like the artist and you want to get better seats, usually they'll have a pre-sale, which will be like on a Thursday, and then public sale is usually on a Friday. Well, you usually have to sign up and give them your email, either the event venue or the artist, and they will give you a link to the early preseason tickets. So if you want to see Benson Boone and get some better tickets, sign up for that. Then we've got the Norman Music Festival. Now I'm not sure if this is brand new. I'm not sure, but it is happening April 23rd through the 25th in downtown Norman. They've got tons and tons of bands. I can't even list them all. So it's going to be an outdoor lineup, and you can get tickets at normanmusicfestival.com. They do have a mobile app you guys can download, and that will give you guys heads up on what bands are playing on what day and all that stuff. But should be a great music fest down there in Norman, Oklahoma. If you haven't been to Norman in like a while, it has changed. There's a lot of stuff in Norman, a lot of restaurants, a lot of shopping, new hotels, all kinds of stuff going on in Norman. Another restaurant I wanted to talk about real quick was Nick's Grill. If you guys are looking for a great burger, especially a onion burger, you want to get over to 1201 North Pennsylvania. It's one of those little places that has like a long bar when you walk in, and it seats like, I don't know, 8 to 10 people, and then everybody else has to stand behind and wait outside until people eat and leave. So not a whole lot of seating, but the burgers are really great. Smells good every time you go in there. So try to snag you a seat at Nick's Grill on Pennsylvania. And they announced that, here we are, not even at the playoffs yet, but the Thunder are going to have a preseason game next season in Tulsa. And that's literally in October. So October 6th, the Thunder will be playing in Tulsa at the BOK Center. And that's going to be on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And I think they're playing the Pelicans. So hopefully they win their second championship here coming up pretty soon, and then they'll be back for the next season. So if you're in Tulsa, then you don't have to drive to Oklahoma City. We've got the Trail of Tears Art Show, the 55th annual one. This is made up of all Native artists, and Visit Cherokee Nation presents this. It is an experience. You get over there and experience one of the country's most prestigious Native art shows. You can view and purchase authentic award-winning works of art. The Trail of Tears Art Show is the longest running juried Native art competition in Oklahoma, and it's been going on since 1972. It is at the gallery at Cherokee Springs Plaza in Tahlequah, and that is at 3377 Cherokee Springs Road. That runs from April 11th through May 16th, and I've got times on there for that. So basically, you can go visit the gallery at your own convenience. Another restaurant shout out, the Chalkboard. If some of you over the years have eaten at the Chalkboard in Tulsa, if you did not know, here a couple of years ago, they opened up a Chalkboard in Oklahoma City. So if you have not tried that one, get over there. It is in the Ambassador Hotel in Midtown on 1200 North Walker. If you guys have not been to the Ambassador Hotel, you guys should stay there. You can park there, stay there, eat at the Chalkboard, and then walk. And you can walk to a whole bunch of other restaurants, bars, shopping. It's a really cool vibe down there. And I think they're just closing off one of those roads down there, and they're going to make it more walkable and a lot nicer down there. So Midtown is really a hopping area of Oklahoma City. So go check out the Chalkboard. They've been going strong for 50 years. Got another cool event. This is called Big Bite. It's a celebration of Oklahoma eats, drinks, and homegrown munchies. And mark your calendar. It's a new food festival featuring the best restaurants, bars, breweries from all across the state. They all get together and put on this Big Bite thing. There's going to be food, drink, live music, and art. There will be a big wheel spectacle race, eat and greets with your favorite chefs. It's a one-day event held Saturday, April 18th, so it's coming up pretty quick. This is April Fool's Day. I'm not fooling you on this. And so mark your calendar, April 18th. I will, as quick as I can, get all these events on the Enid Buzz calendar. So that's a cool thing. If you guys do hear something on the podcast and you completely forget what I said as far as dates and times, just pop over to okiebuzz.com, click on the calendar, and you'll be able to find all of these events on there. But again, Saturday, April 18th in the heart of downtown Tulsa. It's going to be at 223 North Boulder. And so plan on checking that out. And they've got a lot of restaurants here listed, and there's so many I don't even start because I won't get them all. Here is a cool thing that they just announced over in Tulsa. It is on the Southwest Boulevard Bridge. If you guys have been in that downtown area, you know the bridge. They have just put what they call a blue strip over the bridge. So if you drive over that strip, and it's like these little blue lines in the road, if you drive over that with one side of your car at 35 miles an hour, it will play Woody Guthrie's "This Land Is Your Land." So when you're in the car, you can hear the tire vibration hitting those, and each one of those is different and creates a different note. And because Woody Guthrie Museum is there in Tulsa, it's kind of, and be sure and check out the museum, but drive over the Southwest Boulevard Bridge at 35 miles an hour, and you'll get to check that out. And you can go to tulsakids.com, and they've got more information on that really cool deal there. And they just unveiled it the other day. So I don't know how long it'll last before those bumps get worn down. Kind of probably depends on how many people drive over it. But so I recommend you get over there as soon as you can while it sounds the best. Now here's something going on up here in Northwest Oklahoma. If you guys are listening to this podcast and you live in central, eastern, or southern Oklahoma, and you've never been to Northwest Oklahoma, basically from Enid west and northwest, we got some really cool things up here. We've got a desert, Little Sahara Desert. Like literally you drive out in a sand, a dune buggy, and you're in the sands. There's nothing but sand. Then we've got the Great Salt Plains, and it's just this big plains of salt that is from prehistoric time where the lake dried up and left all this salt. And then we've got Alabaster Caverns, and we've got bats, and we've got Black Mesa, and just all kinds of cool geographical areas out here. Well, one of the coolest is the Great Salt Plains, and what they do is they have a crystal digging season, and these crystals that you dig up in the Great Salt Plains have these little hourglass shapes in them, and this is the only place on the planet that you can dig these crystals up. And so they open that up. It's 11,200 square or acres on the Salt Flats, and they open it from April 1st and close it on October 15th, and that's number one, because of the weather, and then number two, they're trying to protect the endangered whooping cranes that fly in and out of there, and that gives them, that's their migration period when it's closed, and that way they don't have to worry about people out there. But if you have never been out there, it's up by Cherokee, Oklahoma, and it's out there. So be sure and get water and drinks and everything that you need in Cherokee before you go out there, because there's not like a store or anything out there. So, but you go out there, they've got, they'll have an area roped off that, and that tells you that's the area you can dig, and you'll see a bunch of holes and stuff. And it looks like holes. If you've seen the movie Holes, that's what it looks like. There's this big flat Salt Plains area, and there's all these mounds and holes where people have dug. And basically, take a little shovel and a bucket and some water and some gloves maybe, and get out there and just start digging, and you'll start finding crystals. And you can haul out of there 10 pounds of individual crystals and one large cluster. So that's the big deal, is what you're trying to do is dig carefully, because some of these crystals, as they're forming, they stick together in some areas. And if you dig really careful, sometimes some people have dug up these big clusters, and the clusters are the coolest things to get, but just getting the individual crystals is also really cool. Pets are welcome out there if they're kept on a leash. Drones are not allowed out there, so don't take your drone out there. And it's hard to fly. It'd be hard to fly a drone out there because it's usually pretty windy, because there is nothing out there blocking the wind. Take a hat, sunscreen, and definitely take a lot of water. But anyway, the point is, it is open for the season, and I've got the address and all the extra information on Okie Buzz, at least on the Facebook page. I'm not sure I've gotten that stuff on the website yet, but I will. If you guys are a fan of the 60s and 70s and you liked the Monkees, Mickey Dolenz is coming to Tulsa, and it is for the 60 years of the Monkees. He will be in Tulsa at the Tulsa Theater on May 7th. Tickets have been on sale for quite a while, so be sure and go get your tickets as quick as you can so they don't sell out. But that's going to be on a Thursday at the Tulsa Theater. He's also going to be in town, I think, like earlier, and he's going to be there's going to be some type of a photo shoot, and they're going to be open up a photo gallery that's going to have something to do with him. I'll try to get you guys more information on that, but just be sure and get your tickets to his concert on May 7th. And then if you like kind of that smaller town vibe and you have never been to Hennessey, coming up on April 25th, it'd be a great weekend to get to Hennessey. They're going to have the Hennessey Car, Truck, and Bike Expo on Main Street, and that is going to run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they've got all kinds of stuff. They're going to have the legendary Tasca Street Boss 429, the original Beat Me If You Can street monster car, built to dominate and backed up by real performance. It's going to be there, your chance to see it. One of the coolest muscle cars around. It will be in Hennessey during that car show. Then they also have, I think, peel out contest and just all kinds of cool stuff. Of course, music, a car show, food trucks, and you guys can check out Hennessey. Hennessey is a really cool town. It's kind of one of those small Oklahoma towns where there's one road through the middle of it, and all of the major buildings are on that road, which is Highway 81. And so it's a really cool, fun little town and not that far from Enid. So go check that out. And that is basically all of the major events that I have added. All those that I read off have been added to the Okie Buzz Facebook page. So if you're wanting to get more details or a link, I post a link on most of those. So if you're wanting more information, go to Okie Buzz Facebook page, scroll down through there and you'll see those, and there'll usually be a link. And then also when I don't have all those events on okiebuzz.com. As soon as I catch up and I get like all of the major events that are going on in Oklahoma on Okie Buzz, then it's just going to be kind of a weekly deal where I just add new stuff. And so I'll be able to keep up with it really easy once I get going. It's just, there's so many events coming up in the next year that are already announced. I've got to get all of those on the website and the calendar, which is going to take lots and lots and lots of hours. But again, like I say, once I get them all on there, then it's just a matter of adding all the new events and promoting all of the existing events that are on there. And then I can spend a little more time on interviewing people, traveling to different towns and checking out boutiques and stores and eating at different cool restaurants all over the state and giving guys more information on that. So that's kind of the plan. I mean, this is going to be, kind of an interactive deal for me. I'll be doing lives and videos as I travel around. So every time I go to Oklahoma City or Tulsa, I will be filming and taking pictures. And I would love you guys to help me out by sending me some really cool pictures of your town, information about your events. Eventually, like I say, once I get this thing going, if you guys have a big event in your town and I don't have it on the Okie Buzz calendar, send that to me. But don't send me like little events that are like super centered around just the people in your town. Make sure that it's going to be like a fairly big event that you guys would want, people from, well, basically somebody that's going to make a road trip, make it worth their while. Make sure it's not just a little 1 or 2 hour event in your town. If it's like an all day festival or 3-day, festival, then let me know. I will add it to the calendar, and then send me like press releases, send me photos, send me flyers. I will get all that posted on the homepage and the blog of okiebuzz.com. And I will always mention that stuff on the podcast. So send me that stuff as well, and I'll get it on here. And again, I don't have dates yet for Chloe Beth or Lance West, but I will get both of them on the show. Oh, and, I'm going to try to start doing the interview podcast where we're both on the screen. And so it won't just be me talking into a microphone and you're just hearing a voice. We'll both be on the screen, and it'll be more like a cool podcast. And I didn't even mention at the beginning, if you're listening to this podcast on your favorite podcasting app, don't forget you can go right now to the Curtis Tucker channel on YouTube, and you can see me waving at you, and you can watch the podcast there. It's not super exciting. It's me here in Shaggy Duck Studio, but I would love to hear your comments on the YouTube video. Please subscribe to the channel. Now, if this thing like explodes, which it will, hopefully, eventually I'll have probably its own Okie Buzz YouTube channel. But for right now, it's just easier to throw everything. I've got another podcast that I do called the Curtis Tucker Podcast, and so you can watch that one on my YouTube channel as well. And then the other two podcasts that I've got going is the 70s Buzz Podcast and Buzzhead Radio. Those two, we don't record visually yet, but I'm thinking about starting to use Zencaster or one of these other softwares where we can easily video record all of the podcasts. And that way, I think people are kind of starting to expect, the funny thing was, 5 years ago. But what we do on those other two podcasts is we'll do a Facebook Live once a month on the 70s Buzz podcast. But people were always asking us, where do we watch your podcast, like 5 years ago? And we'd always have to explain to them, you don't watch a podcast, you listen to it. We just happen to do a Facebook Live so we can, you guys can see us and talk back to us in real time. Well, now, Joe Rogan and all the big names are doing, pretty much every major big podcast is a video, and then they just strip the audio and put it on the audio platforms, but pretty much all of them have their own video show as well. So that's probably the way we're going to be moving on those. And that is what I'm going to do here with Okie Buzz. It will always be a video and audio podcast. So hit me up again. Use the email buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. If you guys are interested in becoming a sponsor, like the big sponsor, you'll be on the website, the Facebook page, multiple times a month, and then also mentioned on all the podcast episodes. If you just want to advertise your event, so once this gets cranking, if you want to promote one of your events or your restaurant or your store, I will have packages where you guys, there'll be like extra mentions and I can really promote that. If you guys want to do that now, where you don't want to be, like a long-term sponsor, but you have an event coming up and you want me to mention it, hit me up, buzz@buzzheadmedia.com. I'll throw a package price at you and we'll get that going. But just continue, if you're listening, to subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel and throw me any ideas that you guys have. I appreciate you. Talk to you later. See ya.